Thank you. All right, making headlines here on Atlanta News First Plus, you can now go see a new statue of the late civil rights leader and Georgia Representative John Lewis. The statue replaces a Confederate monument which stood there for more than a century. Atlanta News First reporter Blake Devine was there for its unveiling.
We have taken down a monument to the Confederacy in our complicated American story, and we are erecting a living tribute to the beloved community.
Lift every voice and sing.
This 12-foot bronze statue of John Lewis now sits in the spot where a controversial Confederate monument stood for more than 110 years in Decatur Square, before it was removed in 2020 by a judge.
Remove a monument to separation and replace it with one of cooperation.
It marks a shift in America, in our thinking, and what it is that we celebrate.
Several different. We caught up with sculptor Basil Watson, who carefully crafted this piece of art.
The strongest quality in John Lewis, which is empathy. So I've named this sculpture Empathy.
He says his statue stands as a symbol of progress in America.
Public sculpture should represent our values. And it's a magnificent honor to be part of the recognition of the changing of our values as a country, as a nation.
It shows Lewis with his hands over his heart, an expression the late Georgia congressman used to convey his love for others.
Replace an old symbol of hate and division with the formidable symbol of love and unity.
Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
Thank you. Thank you. Also making headlines, more than a third of teenagers who were asked said that they were on YouTube and other social media platforms like TikTok almost constantly. Atlanta News First anchor Tracy Hutchins reports on what's drawing so many children online.
It can be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, social media can connect teens with similar interests and help them establish their identities. But there's also a downside.
Keep in mind, teenagers really have not known a world without social media. For many of them, it is their entire world.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says teen brains are still developing, including that area responsible for decision-making, impulse control, and judgment.
That means teens are more primed to be easily gratified, to be on social media more often.
Since social media is designed to suck everyone in, adults included, and keep you there, stopping the scroll can be hard.
The algorithms are designed to feed the content that grabs your interest. The hearts and the likes then keep you engaged, and you're constantly looking for more.
To keep teens safe, the U.S. Surgeon General advises parents to create a family media plan with healthy technology boundaries. Keep tech-free zones to encourage children to foster in-person friendships, model responsible social media behavior, teach responsibility by explaining risks and benefits of using different apps, and explain reporting options when it comes to cyberbullying, online abuse, and exploitation.
Living without social media doesn't seem plausible nowadays, but living with it in a healthy way seems to be something we can all aim to do.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Every guest who comes through that door, through the power of technology, through the power of AI, can feel and be put and dropped into the game of college football.
And this weekend was also opening day for a wild new fan experience at the College Football Hall of Fame in downtown Atlanta. Atlanta News First Josh Skinner gives us a look at a new exhibit that really puts you in the game.
College football is back, and every single team is undefeated.
There are 764 college football teams.
A new season, a new 12-team playoff format, and a new look College Football Hall of Fame, thanks to BYU graduate Jeff Thatcher.
I am also a huge Auburn fan because our daughter Zoe swam for Auburn.
Thatcher founded Creative Principles, which came up with an immersive AI experience for fans.
And every guest who comes through that door, through the power of technology, through the power of AI, can feel and be put and dropped into the game of college football.
Here's how it works. The kiosks at the entrance measure your face at different angles, take inputs like favorite team, position, and even your dream job.
I'm going to be on the defensive line.
Betsy Weisbeck's favorite team is not hard to figure out.
What team? Alabama.
Running her square into Jeff.
They poisoned our trees, so you know.
And don't forget to add your favorite food.
Well, I really would like a chili dog, but there's chili and there's hot dogs, but you can only pick one.
So I tested this out myself.
How tall am I? 6'3".
And when you walk through the exhibits, what could have been flashes before you. That's me winning the Natty at North Texas in the 60s. Kimberly Bowden runs the Hall of Fame. She's a Florida grad.
It's about 14 areas throughout the entire experience where we're going to put you right in the story that's going on.
So starting tomorrow, it's literally the time to be petty.
Alabama will be #1 on least popular a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the barking, the go dogs.
Even for the new kids on the block.
It's not just about football, it's about the entire culture of college football.
Imagining what could have been. Joshua Skinner, Atlanta News First.
Okay, game over before I throw my shoulder out. I'm getting too old for this.
All right, let's talk also about the Atlanta Dream. They are taking on the Indiana Fever tonight. Of course, so many of you have been counting down to the week's matchup, for tonight's matchup. The Atlanta Dream taking on the Indiana Fever, all happening at the State Farm Arena. Atlanta News First reporter Rebecca Schramm has more, and they're expecting to break the attendance record from the last time the Dream played Indiana.
Because of the big names who will be on the court tonight, the Atlanta Dream is hosting the game here at State Farm Arena instead of Gateway Center, which is normally where they host the games in College Park. They did that the last time the Dream took on the Indiana Fever in May. It was because of the Fever's star player, Caitlin Clark, the rookie first-round draft pick who has brought a lot more fans to the league. The May game set the record for a WNBA game here in Georgia with a crowd of more than 17,500 fans. This game tonight is expected to break that record. The rematch will feature the last 3 #1 overall draft picks, Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever, and Ryan Howard of the Atlanta Dream, who missed the first matchup because of an injury. Here's what the Atlanta Dream president, Morgan Shaw Parker, told us before the last matchup between these two teams.
No one does it better than the State Farm Arena and the Hawks team to really put on a show that connects to the city of Atlanta. We couldn't be more excited about the trajectory for the Atlanta Dream, but the trajectory for the WNBA is just off the charts.
The halftime show tonight will feature Atlanta hip-hop group Goody Mob and also members of the 1996 Women's Olympic USA team will be in attendance. At State Farm Arena, Rebecca Schramm, Atlanta News First.
And more on that and all of our top stories on AtlantaNewsFirst.com, also by downloading our free mobile news app. Thanks for joining us.